have to say.
So, Ainsworth, you're a return offender already on ReW and Who. It's so great to have you back.
Well, it's good to be back because I really feel bad because I didn't introduce the song I did, and Paul Hawkins was kind enough to give me permission to do that on your show, and I owe him an apology.
Hell no. Paul Hawkins is a great, great, great guy. He was the Who when I was in London, and I know he would totally accept any words from you because you're like one of his biggest fans, and he's such a cool guy.
Well, all I can say is that his music is definitely inspirational, and you should check out his website, Fleeing from Pigeons, and you should get the free download of The Misdiagnosis of Paul Hawkins. And
The Misdiagnosis of Paul Hawkins.
Oh yeah, I mean his music is absolutely a lot of fun.
Well, I have to say you sang that song as if you wrote it.
Well, I don't necessarily like covers unless I own them. If I sound like the original, I think the cover sucks. There's no reason to make a song sound like it already did on a record. If you're going to cover something, own it. Make it your own.
And what was the name of that song again?
Mother, I'm on TV.
And I swear to my mother that you sang that like, if I didn't know and you didn't say Paul Hawkins wrote it, I would have totally believed that you wrote it.
Well, my version's really different than the original, so you have to listen to his. I strongly suggest that that's a worthwhile use of time and effort.
So what is going on in your life? Like, do you have shows coming up? Like, what are you doing artistically right now?
I'm sort of in a transition right now. I'm currently writing a piece. It was kind of inspired by Val Kinsler showing up on this with her kid. I'm writing a piece to help teach kids music called The H Note is A.
Okay.
And it actually rocks. But only a musician is going to understand what I just said. Anybody else is going to look at me like I'm from the moon.
I understand, believe it or not, and I don't even read music really, but I understand that. I totally understand that because I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is A.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, people who are outside of music, and I think everybody, I think all children should learn music from the time they're little. Because it's the only international language. And the thing is, these days they think, oh, there's no value in learning science, math, physics, English, music. Who cares if the kids are complete idiots? Let's just feed them a diet of pablum on the TV. Let's feed them a diet of Twitter. And let's feed them a diet of misinformation. And I don't know, I'm one of those people. I mean, I listened to the previous people talking about giving advice. I'm into sharing experience, strength, and hope with people, but I have 25 years of not using alcohol or drugs.
Common thread today, man.
That's why it's so much for us.
But if they work for you, I don't knock it on anybody. But I'm not into giving advice. I believe that the world is full of vices, and that the worst kind of vice I can have or give is advice.
Okay, but that's a personal note, but like. Wait, I was just thinking something and I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. You were saying that every kid should learn music. That's advice right there. And wait. But, you know, the thing is that in schools, all the things that are being cut are the music and art. I was a music teacher and I got laid off. You know, they're not stopping science and math. And, I mean, I agree that music is probably the most common thread throughout the world.
Well, it's been shown that kids that study music do better with math and science.
I've heard that.
And this is not me giving advice. This is also, again, sharing experience, strength, and hope. Learning music changes lives for the better. I've seen it.
I agree.
I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in my kids' life. I've seen it in the lives of anybody that's willing to spend the time, because it does take time and it takes a lot of discipline to actually study what you're doing with music. If you're one of those geniuses that can play by ear without learning anything, God bless you. But the majority of us, and I'm in that category, actually have to do some work. So all I can say is that whether you're self-taught or you learn at somebody's knee, studying music is incredibly valuable. And the thing is music is a completely mathematical equation, if you look at it correctly. And it is something which gets the brain to open up pathways so that people think much more clearly.
It develops the brain.
Yep. And it helps you keep from getting sick mentally too.
That's
I
true.
mean, demented people like me would be much
You have to
worse
sing,
off
keep
if
singing.
we weren't
No.
able to express ourselves musically. So at least I'm doing something positive when I'm in my own world, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. So, are you gonna go grab a kid and teach them how to play something musically?
I don't know if I'm going to go grab a kid
You can
and
inspire them through
teach
your
him how to
music.
do something. I inspired my nephew to learn
Nice.
the guitar by playing the guitar.
Right.
Nice.
It's by showing.
Yeah, again, sharing experience, strength, and hope really helps people to catch the gist of things a lot better than giving them advice.
Well, the
If
thing
it
is
sounds
that-
good to me, fine, but my navel's got lint in it, and everybody's got an opinion. So my opinion and my navel are kind of alike. Most people have one. But if I share my experience with somebody, I can show them, this is what I actually do. I don't eat the Melba toast because I don't want to be arthritic, because I like it to have my joints work in my left hand so that I can play the guitar. I like to be able to walk. So
In other words, you're saying it's about experiential.
yeah,
In other words, words, you can talk, but if you're not being it yourself
right.
and having emulate out of you, you're a fraud. You're just pretending. And then the younger whoever's watching you, no matter how old they are, they can't loosen up their creative energy in their brain, and they can't relax into the creative process because all you've done is feed them a bunch of words instead of showing.
Walk the walk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any last shout outs?
A last shout out to Steve White,
All
who
right.
I wouldn't have learned about Paul Hawkins if he hadn't put together a record called Steve's Friends. And all I can say is that it's a small world, but I like it when it expands with experiences like that.
I agree. And thank you so much, Ainsworth. You're a very wise human. I can sense that. And that's my advice to you.
He's the poet. The poet.
I don't know. He's in the pie. Whatever. Thank you. We'll be back.